What are you talking about?
Oh, Chad was talking some craziness about he thinks his father was white. And whoever the chump was, he thinks he's a racist.
Well, I hate to break it to him, but there are a few more white bigots in this town than Julian Crane.
I think he knows that. But still, you can believe anything about Julian. He was unfaithful to his wife.
Yeah. Ivy told me as much.
You know, come to think of it, I did overhear Grace and Eve talk about one of Eve's patients who lost her baby. Turns out the creep who did it was Julian. She got pregnant and he turned his back on her.
Poor woman, man.
What kind of woman would get tangled up with Julian in the first place?
I thought I could keep the past hidden.
Things don't work that way, Eve.
That's what you told me when I first told you that I had a baby out of wedlock with Julian. But I thought that since the baby died, there was no threat that anyone would ever find out.
No secret can be completely buried and gone. And now, especially, if you think there is even the slimmest chance that Chad could be your son, you must tell your family the truth.
But what if it's not true? What if I break TC and Whitney's heart and it turns out Chad isn't my son, then I'll just have hurt everyone for nothing.
What about you, Eve? You are hurting too. This secret has been eating away at you for years, destroying your peace of mind. You must get rid of it, or else it will destroy you and your marriage. Look at what a secret did to Sam and Grace.
I couldn't bear to lose TC.
Then you must look in your heart and do what you know is right. And you must do it now. I fear a great evil is at hand.
Grace keeps saying the same thing.
Yes, she senses it as deeply as I do.
I'm sorry, Father, I don't mean to be skeptical, but I have never thought of evil in the same way that you two talk about it as something tangible and real.
Just because you cannot see it doesn't make it any less potent or dangerous. I know it will be difficult telling TC and your daughters the truth. But trust me, if you do not tell them, it will be much, much worse.
What if you're onto something? I mean, what if Julian is Chad's father?
That would be a cruel twist of fate, Sam. I mean, that kid has had enough bad luck for a lifetime to have that wished upon him.
Well, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Hey, just think about it for a second. I mean, if Julian is Chad's father, who could the mother be?
Ivy, what are you doing here?
Looking for Father Lonigan. Are you all right?
I'm just had a little dizzy spell, but I'm fine. At least I was.
Don't worry, Eve. I won't bother you. I'm used to being treated like the town pariah wherever I go.
Surely you're not surprised after what you've done to Grace.
I wasn't the one who went to the tabloid with the story about Ethan's real father.
Doesn't matter, Ivy, if you'd just been honest with Sam in the first place.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Russell. The lab called regarding the DNA results you requested. They wanted to know if you were able to determine Chad Harris's paternity.
Would you tell them that I haven't had a chance to look through them yet, but I will call them as soon as I do.
Well, no wonder you had a little dizzy spell. You finally realized that I might be right. And that Chad Harris might be the son you had with Julian.
You want to grab a cup of coffee at the cafeteria?
Oh, no. You go ahead. I think I'm just gonna hang around here and wait for Teresa and Ethan to come back from the book cafe. Besides, I want to stick close by just in case there's any news on my mom.
Hey, you ain't getting rid of me that easy. Whitney, she'll be okay.
I just worry about her. You know, she's always so strong for the rest of us. I think she doesn't really take the best care of herself.
I love how tight you are with your mom. Maybe someday me and my mom could be just... Forget it. It's just nothing but dreams anyway.
But they're not dreams anymore, Chad. Just as soon as my mom's feeling better, she's gonna check out your DNA results. And before the end of the night, you're gonna know who your mother and father are.
I didn't know you came here.
Well, it's really none of your business what I do.
Well, I wasn't trying to pry. I know you own the place.
Which is precisely why I'm here. As you well know, I like to make surprise drop-ins on the various family-owned enterprises to see if they're really up to snuff.
I found those books for you, sir. I think this one is exactly what you want.
So, I get you to stop worrying about Julian and Alistair?
He did a lot more than that.
Did.
Trouble is, the happier I feel, the more scared I am it won't last. I'm so afraid that I'll lose you.
Never. There's nothing your brother or father could do to break us apart.
There are a few more books on the subject of murder.
These will be quite enough. I'm not paying you to stand around and gawk, you know. Go.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen you read anything but the financial section of the paper.
What I do with my time is none of your business. I thought I made that clear.
Yeah, very clear.
I want to warn you again about interfering in Crane family affairs. Giving Sheridan your security card to the Crane archives, I'm still contemplating bringing you up on charges for that.
That is not fair, Mr. Crane. That wasn't Ethan's fault. He didn't want to give Sheridan the card. I'm the one who convinced him.
How noble of you, Teresa. But Ethan's the one who gave it to him. Any repercussions resulting from Louise and Sheridan's break-in will forever rest with you.
What repercussions? What are you talking about?
Enough said. Just remember that.
Don't let him get to you, Ethan. He's just blowing hot air.
I don't know about that. I want to go to the cottage, see if Sheridan's all right.
It's my fault Sheridan has to die.
Thank you for hanging out with me while I'm waiting on news on my mother.
Hey, what are you talking about? Your mom means a lot to me, too. Hey, look. If something's worrying you, I want to be right by your side. The same way you've been right by mine.
It's just I'm not really used to this, you know?
What? What's that?
Confiding my fears to someone who isn't family. But the weird thing is, I couldn't imagine being with anyone else but you right now. I don't think I would want to be.
You must be a nervous wreck, Eve. I mean, any moment you could find out that Chad Harris is the son you had with Julian.
How many times do I have to tell you, Ivy, that that's impossible?
Well, it would certainly make you quite the hypocrite, wouldn't it? I mean, you're always accusing me of wreaking havoc with my secret. What would your secret do to all the people in your life?
You know what, Ivy? I am not having this conversation with you.
Too late, Eve. We're already having it. Think about it. And the young man that your daughter has finally gotten so close to turns out to be her own...
Shut up! You just shut up!
You know, I for one hate to think what a bombshell like that would do to a young woman's self-esteem, her self-worth.
There is no proof whatsoever that Chad is my son.
Well, not yet. But it certainly seems like proof is close at hand. And I, for one, suspected it from the very beginning, and you always told me I was crazy to think it.
But you just get out.
What about TC? Well, we all know how he feels about Julian. How do you think he's going to react when he finds out that his perfect wife was the girlfriend of his mortal enemy?
I said get out.
We're more alike than you realize, Eve. You know, we're so together on the outside, and inside we're flawed. We're just damaged because we gave in to our desires when we were young. But I at least loved Sam.
I love Julian too.
You can't be serious. Oh my God, you are serious. What did you ever find to love in that man?
He's changed.
No one can change that much, Eve. Trust me, Julian has always been a loser in an expensive suit. It would serve him right to lose a son with me, his wife, only to gain a son with you, his forbidden ex-mistress. How ironic.
I have no idea who Chad's mother is if Julian is the father. Obviously, it's a woman of color, but that doesn't narrow it down to much.
And who's to say where the affair took place? I mean, if it happened here in Harmony, they would have kept it quiet. And you know how the people in this town would have talked.
Oh, yeah. A relationship with Julian Crane and a black woman. That would have made headline news everywhere. Not to mention an illegitimate baby. You know, just the pure existence of this child is a ticking time bomb. It's a hell of a secret to keep all these years. Julian, get your hands off my wife.
Why would I think that you would protect your sister when you didn't even protect your own baby boy? Oh, TC.
You lied to me, Eve. It was Julian's baby who died. And I just figured out who the mother was.
Julian. No. No, it can't be. Julian.
Oh, here we go. Must have been the Larry Winger show. Today's topic was women with secrets and how they could destroy their families.
Oh my God. Could Eve be Chad's mother?